Before we begin, you want to make sure you're in comfortable attire, something that you have full range of mobility in. You want to make sure you have the 5 points of contact on the bench, so that would be your head, shoulders and upper back, butt, and your left and right foot. To see if you're in the correct starting position, you'd want the bar to be about eye level to where you're sitting on the bench. You want to make sure you're stabilizing your core, but also make sure you're breathing, so you can do this by breathing through your sticking point or using the Valsalva maneuver. You want to make sure that the bar touches your chest in order for the rep to be counted. You're going to want a spotter for this as well if you are a beginner or if you load the bar very heavy just for safety precautions. If you can bench press in a power rack, you can use the safety pins to catch the bar, which in that case you won't need a spotter. As an athlete, it's important to communicate if you do have a spotter. You would want to communicate how many reps you are doing and when the lift off is happening. For a 1RM bench press, the athlete should do a specific warm-up of about 5 to 10 reps with a light to moderate load. Usually there should be 2 heavier warm-up sets of 2 to 5 reps that are completed before the first actual 1RM attempt. You would want to measure the 1RM within 3 to 5 attempts after the warm-up, otherwise the athlete will begin to fatigue. The spotter should be at the head of the bench with an alternated grip in order to lift the bar up into the athlete's arms and keep that alternated grip position along the bar's pathway the entire time the athlete is moving. They should be able to grab the bar in the event that the athlete can no longer lift the bar up any higher. This is an upper body exercise that works the pectoralis major, anterior delts, and the triceps. For the 1RM squat, again you would want comfortable clothing that you're able to move around in. In the beginning, you'd want to adjust the J-hooks so that the bar can lay across your anterior clavicle. You can also adjust the spotting racks so that you're able to bail out, or you can have 2 spotters on each end of the bar. You'd want to place the bar on your upper back and have a closed grip that is a little bit more than shoulder width apart. After the bar is on your shoulders, you may stand up fully off the J-hooks, take a few steps back, and begin to squat down, flexing your hips, knees, and ankles. You would want your thighs to be parallel to the ground and make sure your knees are not going too far forward past your toes. It's also important to keep an erect torso and make sure you're not leaning too far forward. If you are, then the bar or weights added to the bar may be too heavy for you. The purpose of this exercise is to target the posterior chain, which would include the lower back, glutes, and hamstrings. It also would engage the quads and core. For the 1RM back squat, the testing protocol is similar to the 1RM bench press, which is the athlete should be warmed up with a light resistance that easily allows for 5 to 10 reps. With a 1-minute rest period. The warm-up load should be 3 to 5 reps by adding 30 to 40 pounds or 10 to 20% for a lower body exercise such as a 1RM back squat. Then the athlete should have a 2-minute rest period. After that, the athlete should do 2 to 3 reps by adding 30 to 40 pounds again. This time there should be a 2 to 4-minute rest period. Then add more weight again and then have the athlete attempt their 1RM. Of course, if the athlete wasn't able to complete the 1RM, do not add more weight. In the event that they fail, decrease the load. It should be decreased by 15 to 20 pounds or 5% to 10% for a 1RM back squat. The difference between a 1RM bench press and a 1RM back squat is the amount of load that you can add. Since a 1RM bench press mainly focuses on the upper body, you can only add around 10 to 20 pounds. For a 1RM back squat, you can add more weight that should be around 30 to 40 pounds. Your lower body is able to sustain more weight because your leg and back muscles are much larger.